So let's begin standing, and we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So you want to take your shoulders up towards your ears, nice big rolls backwards. Really pull those shoulder blades together. And now let's go forwards. So again, moving with your range of movement, bringing those shoulders up to your ears. And now let's extend the arms. So again, taking it backwards, leading with the little finger. Try to keep your hips facing forward and keep all of the movement in the shoulders. And now we'll go forwards. Keeping the arm close to the side of your head as you bring the arm forward. Trying not to swing too much in the body. Now raise your hands by your side, creating a W, and we're going to twist side to side. So with the thoracic spinal twist, what you want to do is keep your hips facing forwards so that you're just twisting the upper body, feeling a nice stretch as you go round to each side. Again, moving with your range of movement. Now step it into a star pose, arms stretched out to the side, feet wide, and you're going to reach your hand down to your opposite foot. If you can keep your legs straight, then there's a bonus stretch in the back of your legs. And don't worry about getting all the way down to the ground, just as far as you can. Really concentrate on that twist in the spine. Bending from the hips. So now we go into chest openers. So you're going to bring your arms out wide to the side, wrapping around in front. As you take your arms back, try to avoid pulling too far or using any jolty movements. Just feel that stretch in the chest. Okay, now we're going to march on the spot. And take that march into heel kicks. So you're kicking the heel up towards your bum. Bending at the knee. Brilliant work. So now we're going to go into squats. So you want your feet hip distance apart. You may need to go slightly wider. Toes turned out slightly. As you bend your knees down, feel the floor through the full foot. Try to keep that heel down. And again, just lower to where you feel comfortable. Try not to push past your range of movement. This shouldn't feel painful. Great work. So we'll do a couple more. You can get a little bit lower as your hips start to ease. And now we're going to just do some hand and foot circles. So circling the wrist one way. And let's circle back the other way. And now we'll go onto the feet, so just lift one foot off the floor, you can hold the side and just rotate the ankle and then go back the other way. Now onto the other foot. Make sure you go both ways. Okay, brilliant. So now we're all warmed up, we're going to get into the workout. And we're going to start with walkouts. Lower the body to the floor, bending at the hips, walking out to a plank until you feel your body fully extend, and then push back and walk back up to the top again. So throughout this movement, you want to make sure that you keep your core tight and engaged. Squeeze that tummy. You can bend your knees to get down to the ground, or you can keep your legs straight. It depends on your flexibility. Breathe through the movement as you go forward and backwards. You want to be light on the hands and feet. Brilliant, well done. Just go at your own pace. If you find it's quite difficult, just go for a bigger bend in the knees before you walk the body out. And you don't have to come all the way out if that's too much of a struggle. Well done. So now we're going to take it into a downward dog. So from that top plank position, push the hips up towards the ceiling. You can bring your feet in a little bit more. Come into the downward dog pose. And then we're going to paddle the feet. So lifting one heel up at a time. Just paddling through. And now we're going to go into a reach. So pike the bum right up to the ceiling. And then opposite hand comes to opposite ankle. If you can't reach the ankle, it's okay. Maybe go for the knee. As long as you go across the body, that's all that counts. So we have a couple more here. Well done. Make sure you keep that core engaged and remember, breathe. Now bring it down to a top plank position and you can lower your body down to the ground. Place your forearms by your sides, hands flat on the ground. And we're going to go into Sphinx raise. So you're going to lift and slowly lower. Lifting the chest off the ground and lowering. Remember to keep control. Again, you don't want to jolt this movement. We're just working with our bodies and the range of movement that we have got this morning. And now we're going to go into back raises. So you want to put your hands by the side of your head and again lifting the chest off the floor. In the top position, pull those elbows together, squeeze the upper back. Again, keeping your control as you lift and lower. Try to keep the feet on the floor, and if you do struggle, turn your toes in so that your big toes are touching one another. This should help to keep your feet down on the ground. And now we're going to lift into press ups. You can bend your knees and stay on your knees for this, or you can do a full press. Hands either side of your chest. Lower the chest down to the ground and push through the hands. You want to make sure that you keep your elbows close by your sides and try not to let them flare outwards. Again, lowering the chest, keeping the hips up. If you want to make this easier, you can come into a box press as seen here. Just bring your knees further to your hands and repeat the movement. Or extend backwards, drop the hips lower. Brilliant work. So keep that control again. And now we're going to lay down onto the ground and roll over onto one side. For this, you want to make sure that your hips are stacked one above the other. So one leg is above the other and the hips are facing up towards the ceiling. Find a comfortable position, and then from here we're going to lift the top leg up and down. Try to keep the leg extended and avoid rotating the body forward or backwards. As you lower the leg, keep it just a tiny amount away from the other foot so you don't come all the way down. It just hovers ever so slightly. And really focus on pulling that leg up using the glutes, so using the muscles in your bum. Good. Keep that control. And now we're going to go into knee-ins. So this time you're bringing the knee in towards the chest, still keeping that upper leg lifted off the lower leg, bending the knee in towards the chest and then full extension. So again, try to keep the rest of the body still and just focus on that upper leg moving. You're doing really good. Try to avoid putting that leg down each time. And now roll over onto your front. And again, we're going to do some Sphinx raises. So forearms on the ground, hands flat, lifting the chest up and down. Slow and controlled. You should feel a nice stretch in the back. And let's repeat the back raises, so turn the toes in if you need to. Hands by the side of your head as you lift the chest and pull the arms back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Again, avoid any jolty movements. And just stay with that control. Just a couple more left to go. And we're going to repeat the press ups. So hands by your chest, onto your knees. And let's lower the chest down to the ground with control. Again, you can come into a box press if this is easier. Or you can come into a full press up. Avoid flaring the arms out to the side too much. Squeeze the chest as you press up from the floor. Hips lifted, chest down. And let's roll over onto our side and repeat the leg lifts now on the other side. So again, just keeping that top leg hovering over the lower leg. Keep that control as you lower the leg. Try not to let gravity just drop it down. Control the leg down. And now let's go into knee-ins, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Again, just keeping that leg hovering. Avoid placing the leg back down. The body stays as still as possible and you just move that upper leg. Keep going. And now you can roll over so that you're laying flat on your back on the mat. Fully extend your arms above your head, toes pointed, and stretch all the way through the body, through your fingertips, down through to your toes. Release the stretch and bend both knees so that your feet are flat on the floor. With your arms by your side, take a deep breath in and lift up the right elbow to the left knee. You can keep the left elbow down on the ground just for that extra support. Focus on your breathing. Breathe out as you come up, breathe in as you go down. And now let's change sides. So the left elbow comes up to the right knee, twisting over. Again with control as your body lowers down to the ground. Try not to let it just fall down. Focus on the breathing. Squeezing your core muscles. You're nearly there. Well done. From here, bring both knees in towards the chest and just hold them there, releasing off the lower back. You can move around if you want to, side to side if that helps. And lower the feet back down to the ground again. So now we're going to go into leg lifts, and you can either have your hands out to the side or you can place them just underneath your bum to add for that extra support. With both feet starting in the air, take a deep breath in and lower the legs down towards the ground. As you breathe out, bring the legs back up towards the ceiling. Again, we're keeping with the control, so slow it down on the way down to the ground. You can make this easier by just dropping one leg at a time. Again, focusing on the breathing as you do so. Stay with that control, nice and slow. And bring the knees back in towards the chest and stretch off again. So again, you can move in this position, side to side, forward and backwards. And release the feet down, bringing the soles of your feet together. Placing your arms up towards the ceiling, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, bring yourself up to sitting, reaching forward, and then slowly lower yourself back to the ground. So use that breath out as you come up and breathe in as you go down to the ground. Again, really keep that control as you lower. Try not to quickly slam back down to the ground. Roll the spine down, nice and slow. Staying here for a couple more. Connect with the breathing. Big push for this last bit. Well done. And now let's stretch off. So come up to sitting, and once again, bring the soles of your feet together. Wiggle around until you feel comfortable and stable on your bum. And then holding onto your feet, sit up nice and tall. And from there you can lean forward. For a deeper stretch, place your elbows on the inside of your knees. And just gently add some pressure to try and bring those knees down. Deep breaths as you hold this position. And release. You're going to now stretch one leg out in front. Keep one leg to the side bent. Take the arms up towards your head. Nice big stretch up and lean forward so that your chest falls over your knee. Now if you can't get all the way down, that's fine. Just come to wherever your body is. Try not to force your way into the stretch. So if you're a little bit higher, that's completely okay. And you don't need to be touching your toes. Let's release and do the same on the other side. So switch legs. Deep breath in as you take those arms up towards the head. Big stretch through the body. Lean at the hips forward. Bringing your chest over the knee. And again, deep breaths in the stretch. Come back up to sitting. Shift the bum down so that you can lay on your back and bring the knees in towards your chest. Again, holding them here or doing gentle rocks side to side, releasing the lower back. Now extend one leg down to the ground. And then the other leg extends up towards the ceiling. So find a straight leg and then ease it in towards the chest, keeping this leg straight. You want to avoid holding behind the back of the knee, so either on the lower part of the leg or on the higher part. If it's easier, you can also bend the other leg and go into a deeper stretch. Release off the foot and breathe. Changing sides. Again, find the straight leg and then ease it in. You may find that one side is more flexible than the other. This is okay. We're just working with what our body can do We don't want to force anything, and this should not be painful. Just enough to feel the stretch. And lower both legs, and once again lay out completely straight on the ground, hands above the head. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, stretch through the body and release your breath to release the arms. And we're just going to repeat this a couple of times. So as you breathe in, you're going to stretch through the body all the way from the fingertips through to the toes, and as you exhale, release everything and relax. And go again, big stretch all the way through the body, through the fingertips and toes, and release and relax. And again, big inhale, stretch, exhale and release. And now you can either stay in this position for as long as you want, or you can come back up to sitting, and we'll end the workout. Thank you for watching.